AM 650, you are the eyes and ears of Cheyenne. Got a news tip? Let us know at kgab.com.
8:8 change the time, 39 degrees. My name is Glenn Woods, Mayor of Cheyenne. Sitting across from me, Marion Orr. Grab your headphones because we'll grab this call real quick. Then I'll get on to a couple of other questions that I had about some place that you just want to bulldoze so bad. This is Glenn. Who's on the phone?
Yeah, this is Ken.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, since the mayor's there, I was just wondering if she's ever planning on doing anything about the speeding up Warren right in front of her house from Pershing all the way up to 8th Avenue. It's just getting out of the way, and it's coming. They're doing it while the kids are getting out of school now. So I've called and complained about it, but nobody seems to be able to do that because there's no place to park a cop car on Warren.
Okay, let's see what she said. And by the way, again, you do live right on that road. What is the speed limit up that section anyway?
Well, some people think it's 75.
Oh, okay.
It really is bad. I've complained as well too. And one of the things that we've done, and it's been good, but I think we need to do more of it. And that's the Chief Kozak calls it Hive, and they go out, and it's the high intensity. They basically go out and really catch speeders, speed trap kind of areas. We do have the capability of using data, which I'm all about, and putting ropes down, and we can measure how quickly cars are going. And part of the problem is it's a highway too, and so we have to really partner with the state. But in my opinion, we can't have too many patrol cars on that area. And again, with the kids crossing over, I see it in front of my house, and it's spooky. And it's one of those that just takes time. And I'm all for even possibly increasing the speeding tickets. You know, so if you're gonna get pulled over, it's going to really cost you.
And I wonder if there's any kind of other creative infrastructure solutions. I wouldn't want to put speed bumps there, but there's got to be something that would just slow people down if they drive over that too fast, or maybe just the way the road was developed or something like that, or make the lights longer. I don't know, something. Exactly.
And again, this is where it takes a partnership with the state. But
all right, let me grab one more. Then I got some questions for you about the hitching post. This is Glenn, who's on the phone with us.
Good morning, Mayor. This is Jim. Been any update? You mentioned this last time you were on the show. Is there any update on the Cole Shopping Center situation that's been vacant property for a couple of years now?
It's my understanding that it's under contract. So that's exciting news. If that is indeed the case, it came from a pretty good source, and I know that it's been a negotiation. So I think we are actually moving forward where that's going to be developed into, I think what'll be a really lovely addition. I can't say anything more than that, but it's.
But that's the one over by the roundabout, right?
Correct. That's off of Pershing.
Every time I drive by that, I think it's such perfect real estate. I can't believe the place is not jam packed and full.
It's great. My family used to have a clothing store way back in the day in that area. It's a great area, but I'm excited that I do believe it's going to be developed here shortly.
Let me ask you about the hitching post then, because with the hitching post, you did some negotiation because that place needs to go at this point, which is a sad thing. I don't see that as really a happy thing, but it's got to go. So you did some negotiation. Where are we at with that now?
Well, one of the frustrating thing is that the property owner had in fact received at least a couple different offers, and she had the right to decline them, thinking that it was worth more than it's not, and it really needs to be redeveloped. And so I put together a proposal. We can, through state statute, create an urban renewal area, and because the city owns the Ice and Event Center, and that is a corridor that we need, we could essentially condemn the property that's there, scrape it, pay her fair market value for the property, which ends up being zero because it is going to cost more to demo than what the property's worth. we were having those conversations, and fortunately, actually, there are 2 possible developers, private developers for that area, and that's really always the best answer when private sector can come in. And so I've spoken with them both personally, the developers, and offered any kind of support, not financial, because we can't do that. That's not the city's job, but really trying to help them get through any kind of red tape when it comes to developing those properties. And they're including the Atlas Motel in that. In those designs as well too. So we could very well have that West Edge corridor pretty cleaned up, hopefully.
Okay, 'cause the headline, but tell me if I'm overstating it, made it sound like you just wanted to seize those properties.
Oh.
And
I don't know that I necessarily want to take those properties for the sake of just taking those properties, but you know what? That's a gateway into our community, and we need to have some civic pride. And if somebody from New Jersey doesn't really give a rip, enough is enough.
So we talked about this once before. You had, and I know you can't say too much, but apparently there's some people who might be interested in that property.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. And why not? It's a great location. I believe that side of town is only going to continue to grow. So
any idea, and this is probably one of those unknowables, about a time frame for something like this? I mean, it's just not known.
Well, it's not known. I'm hoping that, gosh, we're already basically into November. I'm hoping by the end of the year that something will be able to be announced, and then hopefully, demo I think is scheduled for the Atlas Motel. Right. I know that she was getting some quotes on that, and again, that was just a matter of I called her up on a Saturday and said, what's up with this property? People are breaking in. This isn't safe for the community. They're hurting your investment. And she called me on Monday and said that she was getting quotes to tear it down. So how fantastic! We didn't have to get heavy-handed.
Just ask.
Just ask.
I didn't know that people were breaking in. Is that the same thing happening with both hotels?
Absolutely. So people had broken into the Atlas and were living there without utilities. Again, they had decided just to make one room a common bathroom. Without running water facilities.
No, I don't even want to know what that
horrible.
smells like. Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Okay. Now, of course, this is the big issue that we that I really wanted to talk to you about. So when I went to the airport, because they had their open house there, I got there early, and I was there shooting video and being really nice to, I'm sorry, what's the name of the manager again?
Tim Barth.
Tim Barth, yes, I should know that. And he and I had a great conversation. He gave me a personal tour, and we got to the luggage conveyor belt, and I said, hey, can I get a video of me riding that? I want to look like a lost piece of luggage here. And he told me no, he would get in trouble for something like that. But apparently when Mrs. Mayer shows up, you got an offer?
I actually got an invitation. It was not even my idea. He invited me, and it would be rude of me to turn down an invitation.
And it's just too much fun. I wouldn't have turned it down either. That's just a blast to go around. Now, you weren't the only one, because then after you, they had some other kind of event there, and they had a whole bunch of people. And so I'm watching like a dozen people, and Tim is pounding the button to get the conveyor belt started. And again, I'm going, this was my idea. Oh, wait, it goes beyond that. Some little reporterette from Channel 5 got a ride on this thing.
Did she?
And yet Tim has never given me a call to say that, why don't you come on down at least? It's too late now. The novelty is worn off. But I'm feeling a little bit slighted here. I should have gotten the offer.
Well, sometimes...
you have no answer for this at all. Do you?
I don't.
It's
not my invitation to give.
God,
I don't know who you insulted.
But we were talking during the course before we got on the air here. I did buy a ticket because I'm going to go Christmas time to go visit my sister down in Florida. And as much as I hate the idea of subsidies. I got to say though, the facility does look good. Mm-hmm. The layout is smart. I've seen in fact, the airport in Gillette has exactly the same layout. So it works well. It's a smart layout. And so after this gets going, what is it? November 4th. November 4th it starts. Yeah. Okay.
And actually, I've been in conversations with officials from Fort Collins, the mayor of Fort Collins, and they're actually really excited about it. They're anticipating that the drive time from Fort Collins to DIA is going to be just about 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because of the additional construction. So the fact that for Fort Collins they can drive to
Lancaster.
Casper, and then some of them do a lot of international travel with their businesses, and you can go anywhere in the world
Free
from Dallas
parking.
Fort Worth. Yeah, that's a big deal.
That is kind of a big deal. TSA a lot easier to deal with here,
Absolutely.
so this ought to be a lot. Well, it's one thing that I wondered about is, are people from Colorado going to end up coming up here just because of the convenience?
Glenn, I absolutely think that this is an airport, not necessarily for Cheyenne, but for the Front Range.
Okay. All right. So did you buy a ticket out already?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
I need to go someplace.
Well, no, you will be. You're the mayor. You're going to be going someplace. One last note for you before we get into the break here at the bottom of the hour. On that note, you've been working with the whole mayor initiative, and you were named what?
I was named one of the top 10 female mayors in the nation to watch.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm very honored. I'm in there with a great list of mayors from really pretty large communities.
Okay. All right. So now, is that getting you closer to winning the grand prize for us?
Well, we find out on Monday in Detroit. So I
that's
actually leave tonight.
Going to Detroit. Now, remember,
Detroit.
You're a Wyoming girl, so that means you're allowed to be armed to defend yourself. We
Absolutely.
want you safe when over there. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, going to Detroit for that, and then we'll find out whether you come back with a check for Cheyenne.
Yeah, and if we don't, that's okay too, because I think we really have sparked a lot of discussion as far as filling vacant buildings downtown.
Okay. So the main thing was just to get attention.
Not really. Just learn a lot. Surprisingly, we learned so much as far as community engagement, and it's created a blueprint, if you will, for not only tackling vacant and abandoned buildings, but discussions such as the pedestrian mall, and we're using it internally with performance evaluation plans. So we've learned some very, very valuable lessons.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's AM 650, KGAB Radio. Fox News coming your way seconds from now.